Welcome, this is Tomer from sourcingmonster.com. Thank you for joining me again. In this video, we'll share a very important topic, if not the most important topic that I shared on this channel, which is photos for your Amazon product listing. Why it's the most important topic? Because this is the only way for you to convert a visitor to a buyer. So we'll share, this is a two-step series video that we're going to break down. And in this video, we'll show how to find a photographer. What are the most important things to ask yourself and the photographer when you interview before hiring them, so you're not really finding yourself wasting a ton of time, a month, 2 months, just figure out that that's not the right person for your Amazon listing. So you want to ask yourself some important questions. So let's jump straight to the video, and I'll share my experience launching 15 products in the last year and a half, so you can get some of my experience and not repeat some of the mistakes and take the good things that I still do and help me scale the business and grow it. So let's just start. First of all, where you can find a photographer. There are a couple of options, but I always suggest that you find a photographer that is in the same country where you source the product from. And why it's so crucial point? Because if you decide, let's say, to source a product from China, but your photographer is from the US, you can't really take the photos before the item is ready. You have to bring the product to Amazon FBA warehouse and only then create a removal order or ship the product to you or to your photographer that is located in the US directly, something that will take a month and a half, even 2 months after you actually decided on a product and you put your deposit to start work and source this product. But in the other end, if you decide to do it in the same country, that's a process that will take you like a week or 15 days from the moment that you decided to source it. And let me give you an example. Let's say you source I don't know, like a coffee mug, okay, like a coffee mug, and you tell your supplier, please ship that product, one product, to my photographer that is in China, so they can take photos. Normally in China, if you use SF Express, that's a 1 day or 2 days delivery. So that means like in couple of days they can have your product, they can start taking photos, and you save ton of time. So I cannot really stretch enough how important it is, and I see that most of the people just don't do that. Most of the sellers don't have a photographer that in the same country as where they source the product from, and that's create a huge lag. And that's to scale when you have like right now we are launching like 8 products at the same time. So for us, if we had to do it in the US, that will slow down the process like crazy. So it's a very important point that you try and you search in the same country where you get the product from. So another way is not another way where you actually find the photographer, and is through the following. I like to find them in Facebook groups. That's how I find my photographer. So you will want to go to some Amazon FBA groups. The bigger the group, the better, because that means there are more people to ask and get information from. And I'll break it down to 2 parts. First of all, you would like to do a search in that group. So in this case, this is Amazon FBA Heroes. You can join to that group and get to do a search like that. So let's search for photographer and enter here. What I like to do when I do the search result, I like to sort them by most recent. That way I don't see posts from 2015 and a photographer that doesn't really work anymore. So hello, does anyone have a good photographer service? What I like to do is to put a photographer and then put China. Here they put a preference in China, so you can read the comments and reply and see that some people get contacts like that. That's one way of doing it. Another way, just put a question. So go to that group and write down a question. Hi, hello, I'm looking for a photographer in China only. For example, just when you post it like that, photographers in China will see your post and they will approach you and they will actually send you a message. So let's just that's a very good way to find a photographer. Another way to do it is going to like ask people, ask your freight forwarder, do you have a photographer? Ask your supplier, do you have a good photographer do you recommend? Ask as many people, like let's say you talked with other suppliers, ask them. It doesn't cost anything. So ask as many people in China that you already talked with in WeChat, on Alibaba, if they have a photographer. And that's a very good way to find contacts as well. Most of the chances they will want to give work to people they know, so they will help you and they will make the connection. And the third option would be the Google search. Just write down photographers in China, Amazon, like Amazon photographer in China, and that's a very good way to find a photographer too. At the beginning I interviewed like 10 or 15 photographers. For me, the same concept like the freight forwarder and finding a supplier. You want to deal with photographers that are responsive, that they reply quick to you. That's a very important point. And I will choose the higher or the more expensive person that reply to me fast than someone that is cheaper but that take like hours to reply. Time is money. Always have it in mind. So let's actually go to what you have to ask them after you find your contacts. After you found like 10-15 photographers, you want to ask them the following questions. First of all, you want to go with the lowest pricing possible that is matching to the quality that you're looking for. So let's say, for example, you want to send them examples. So you will go to Amazon and you will choose a very good or high converting product that is selling. So for example, let's say, I don't know, like dog leash. Okay, you're gonna write the dog leash, and then you want to take a very high converting that have an excellent images listing, and you want to send them some references. Like this one, look, a very good one. Oops, I clicked on the sponsored one. Normally I don't like to click on the sponsored product because basically they pay for that. So if you do searches, don't click on sponsored products, only click on the organic results, so they don't really pay for the clicks. We only do research, we don't want to hurt them. So you see the images are excellent. That's a good example, and you want to download them and send them. Like, look at those are really nice images. So you want to take a reference of those and send it to the photographer. So when you send it to them, if they can tell you, okay, we can do it, and they send you, obviously you want to ask them for examples, something that I didn't really write here, but make sure you send them samples of good images you saw, plus ask them to show you previous jobs they did. That would really show you that they are capable of doing something that is same standard or similar standard to yours. So once you actually found like 2, 3, 4 that can really show you that they had previous jobs that are similar to what you're looking for, and they agree to the standard that you tell them and you send them the references, you want to choose the lowest price possible. And why is that? Because, and I'll show actually in the next steps, which is number 3, you want to have as many as revisions as you can. Normally, and I'm very, very, very hard on with my photographers, there is no one product that I approved it first time or second or even third shot. Always, even some cases I give them like 15 revisions, unless it's really perfect in my opinion and I feel that's really the best that I could do and provide to the market. I don't let them go. I don't let them or approve their work. I tell them again, revision. So when you actually decide and you ask the photographer, how many revisions will you allow me if I didn't like the photo? Like, for example, they send you photos and you don't like them, and you tell them change that or change this. Ask them how many times you could do that process. If they tell me only 2 times, that's no. You want unlimited revisions. You want the product to be perfect. Fourth question, how long will it take you? Like, let's say they tell you 20 days and there is a guy that tell you 4 days. Obviously, that's a big yes to the 4 days, even if it's more expensive. Time is money. Imagine, don't really think about only one product. Think that like you're going to scale, that you're going to have 20 products, 30 products, 50 products. You want to have a system. You want to have the shortest time possible for you to get a product to the market. How they want the specs. sometimes some in China, their communication is not that good, their English level is not that great. So with my experience, they only accept Word files with written instructions, and then they take the text and they do translate. If you send them like video instructions, they will not really understand, and that's based on experience. I lost a lot of time wasting time like that, and the only way to do it is just send screenshots with text. They will understand it. Make sure it's not a photo and the text is on the photo. Make sure it's like on Word, a text, because they take the actual text again and they put it in a translate. So if you put it on the image, the text, they cannot really like scrap it, take it, and put it in a translate. So ask them that, how you will accept the specs. Another plus is if their communication are in English as well, like that will save you a lot of time. Okay, and then the last point, keeping them happy. Because you're very hard with them, you give them so many revisions. I like to really treat them well, giving them bonuses, sending them gifts. Just, you know, that like it will really balance with the lowest price. So for example, if you're like, you choose a higher price and you have no room or left to give them bonuses and gifts, so that's why I like to choose the lowest pricing possible. This is a short video, right to the point. That's how you can actually find a photographer, and what are the important things to ask them. Follow this and it will save you a lot of time. Put a lot of time at this process. Believe me, that will save you a lot of time. Don't just jump to the first photographer to tell you, yeah, we can do it. Be very, very cautious and interview or talk with as many photographers that you can. Minimum is 5 photographers to talk with. Now, something that I didn't do, all the photographers that I had are from China, is you can also hire and find photographer on Fiverr or locally here in the US, or if you are a photographer, you can do it, but I don't like to do it myself. I like to outsource. I hope you got some value from this video. Please share this video, subscribe, like it, leave comment if you have any questions, if you want to ask me something or want me to create a video or an upcoming video about a topic that you are interested in or you're not sure about. Let me know. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the upcoming videos.